Hi guys, it's Serge from Stretty News TV. I'm with a bloke who couldn't pull on a night out, so we went on national TV to try and achieve his goal. He's a big United fan and he goes home and away. He was on Take Me Out on Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Aran Clayton. Aran, how are you?
I'm fantastic, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. How's it going?
Fantastic.
You must have them queuing up after that programme.
We can't kiss and tell, can I?
My gosh. Right, okay. Let's start with some basic questions for you as a United fan. So, Aran, tell me, what is your favourite United moment?
So, it's hard to pick, but I've got to go with 4-3 against Manchester City at home. Okay. When Michael Owen scored in the most ridiculous time possible, Fergie time. Unbelievable, was at the game. I think the best part about it was the picture at the end of Michael Owen stood in front of Carlos Tevez, just cheering. Tevez
it was after that welcome to Manchester thing, wasn't it?
It was just after the welcome to Manchester thing. And Fergie as well, jumping, lifting the fans up, which is exactly what we needed at that point of the season.
Yeah, no, I like that. So, David Moyes is going through a bit of a rough patch at the moment. I mean, a lot of people are calling for his head. I'm interested to see what actually you've got to say about it. Do you think we should sack him now? Would you reassess in the summer, or would you give him 2 years, 3 years? Would you let him stick out his 6-year contract? What do you think, Aran?
I mean, to be honest, a lot of people are saying sack him now, and a lot of people are saying, well, to be honest, if time goes on, we're going to miss out on European football. We won't be able to attract the players. But to be honest, you look at Liverpool 2 years ago with the signings of Jordan Henderson, playing Lucas in the central midfield. They didn't look like a strong team, and here they are absolutely striving in the Premier League. So I think we can afford to give him time. And again, we're looking at a manager that wants to stay around for 20, 30 years, not for 5, 6 years. So I say give him the time.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you there. I mean, I don't think we're that type of team where, we kind of change our managers like chocolate bars. We're not City, we're not Chelsea. We stick by our manager, through thick and thin. As Fergie said, he didn't always have a good time, as Man United manager, and the board backed him, his players backed him, his staff backed him, everyone backed him and got behind the manager. So I think, he knew that when he was giving his final talk to the Reds on that final game of the season. So yeah, no, I would agree with you. I think we've got to stick by David Moyes. A lot of people calling for his head, which I think is a bit unnecessary. So that kind of leads on to my next question. Is it management or is it just the players?
I mean, it's a mix of the two. I mean, you look over the last few games, we've lost a lot of games from moving Valencia to right back. Obviously, that's no fault of his own. Obviously, Rafael's been going out. He could have played Smalling there, but Smalling's been a bit clumsy this season. But again, you've got to look at the performance from the other night against Arsenal. 92nd minute, you've got 20 seconds to go. We've got the ball up the field. Why is Ashley Young passing it back to the defence?
Yeah,
there doesn't seem to be any passion to win the game. There's no urgency. We used to have that never die attitude where 93rd, 94th minute, that's when we strived. Not let's pass it back to defence, we'll play for the 1 point. Mm-hmm. We need the 3.
Do you think that's a confidence issue, or do you think that's David Moyes' tactics to kind of tell them, don't go forward and just kind of sit back and take the point?
It could be the lack of the Fergie hairdryer in the dressing room. It could be down to just the players themselves not feeling as a team. I mean, obviously, I saw Juan Mata speaking about how excited he is for the trip to go and train together before the QPR game, which is, I think it's phenomenal that he's so enthusiastic about the team dynamic. But again, it just looks like everyone's not really believing that there's any points in the rest of the season. The season's over. We'll have to wait for the summer and let's just try and play out and win games.
Well, I mean, it's a bit of a strange one because we're usually up there. So I think for these players, I don't think they've ever been in that situation before. So it's just about now the character. How do they react? Do they react in the way that they kind of just say, the season's finished, forget it, and we'll just carry on next season and let's hope we bring in some new faces. Actually, that's another question I'd quite like to hear from you. Who would you like to see coming in the summer for United?
I mean, there's been a lot of exciting names thrown around. Obviously, towards the end of the last transfer season, we heard names like Fabregas coming around. We heard talks of Paul Pogba coming back to United. Massive shame to see him go and the success he's had at Juventus. But even seeing Hulk on a flight to London, it can just we don't have that excitement that usually comes about. We signed Juan Mata, absolutely terrific signing. But I'd love to see a new central midfielder to play along with him. Pogba maybe coming back. I like the look of Chek Tiote as well. He's an absolute machine in the midfield. I think we need a machine. watching Cleverley and Carrick together, they pass it between them quite nicely, but there's no machine going forward. There's no one really pushing us up the pitch. Matt is a fantastic passer of the ball, but I think we need a bit of a machine in the midfield.
Just listening to what Cleverley's interview was with, I think it was the Mirror, where he said that when they pass it sideways, the fans clap. This is in Spanish football he's talking about. When they pass it sideways, the fans clap. I think that just about sums him up, really. I mean, it's negative football. I think we kind of got to get away from that. We've got to start pushing forward, and start going to win games and win them comfortably, 3-4, 5-0.
And the thing is, a lot of the times when managers come into football clubs, they say what kind of football they want to play. I've not heard that from Moyes. Does he want to play attacking football? Does he want to play a possession game? Does he want to have a strong defence? He's not really said what he wants to do with the team. And to be honest, I don't think the team really know themselves what kind of football they're trying to play. Obviously, they're trying to win games, but
I think if you ask my opinion, I think the point would be is the fact I think Moyes has got to do a bit of a clear out in the summer. He's got to get rid of some of Fergie's old boys, the people that have only ever worked under Fergie, who don't know what it's like to work under a new manager. So I think we've got to take that into consideration. I think we might see that obviously Vidic is going, might see the likes of Rio heading out. Patrice Evra looks like he's set to leave. It looks like it could be quite a big exile from Old Trafford this summer. So I think it's important that Moyes gets time to build his own team and bring in players that are going to play for David Moyes and play for United. Because at the moment it just seems like we have lacked a bit of passion. So who would you actually like to see the back of, so to speak? Well, not like to see the back of, but are more likely to see the back of.
I mean, to be honest, I've seen players like Fellaini, players like Kagawa. I still believe they've got the chance of performing at United. You looked at them coming in, and they were exciting players. Kagawa, unbelievable at Dortmund, and Fellaini, whenever we played them, just caused absolute problems. And we do expect them to do the same in a red shirt. So I am looking forward to seeing them perform and coming into the team. Januzaj as well is absolutely killing it at the moment. But we shouldn't be relying on an 18-year-old, well, now 19-year-old kid coming off the bench to save us. That's not what we should be relying on.
Yeah, you should be spending more time in Nando's.
Absolutely, or Fernando's. So I'm looking at players like the Nantes, the Andersons, the Ashley Youngs. I'm thinking they're very good players. You can put them in a team like Aston Villa. You can put them in a team like Fulham, and they'll play absolutely brilliant football. But they're not the players that are going to carry through the Champions League and carry you to the top of the Premiership.
Going to obviously home and away. You're a bit of a home and away fan. If you were to say pick a favourite away that you've been to either this season or last season or whatever, which would you say your favourite away was?
So I think that's what I'm going to say this season. This season, I'd say I've got to say Hull City for the simple reason that this season we have not had a single game where we've been down, we've looked defeated, and we've come back and really, really played for the win. And the first time I saw that was at Hull City. We fought for it, and it was just terrific to see. Have we done it for the rest of the season? Not really. I'd love to see it, but I'd say that was as a day of football. I think that was the best one we've played this year.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think the company was good as well.
Company was all right.
The company was all right. So obviously we've seen the new singing section come into Old Trafford, which was trialled again against Fulham. What were your thoughts on the atmosphere at Old Trafford? What are your thoughts on the atmosphere as a general at Old Trafford, and how do you think it can be improved?
Through the years, it's been great. Obviously, walking down Sir Matt Busby Way on a Sunday afternoon, there's nothing better. There's no better feeling. You've seen moments like Rooney's overhead kick against City, which was probably for me the best. That's the best atmosphere I've ever seen for a goal. And also the goal where he scored in the Stretford end in the FA Cup against City as well. I think it was in 2011. Unbelievable scenes. This season's been much better. Last year it got a bit quiet towards the end of the year. We expected to win. I think now that we're not expected to win, we are really carrying the team at the moment. We're really cheering them on. The new singing section it's so much better this year. The fans have been unbelievable this year. We've really stuck by the team, stuck by Moyes through everything. We're still standing by Moyes, and it's great to see. It's an amazing atmosphere this year, irrelevant of where we are in the league.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think at the Fulham game, it was exceptionally good to hear the singing section on passing with the Stretford end, and it was kind of a bit of a sing off, and it brought the other stands into the picture as well. So
just a shame we couldn't get more goals off 83 crosses.
Look, let's not go into that game. I've done a debate on that one. Obviously, United, are obviously out of the title race now. So my question to you is a bit of a strange one, a bit of an odd one, but I'm going to ask it. Who would you rather win the title, and in what order?
It's never nice to think of, obviously. I think purely because of the way they've built their squad, I think Chelsea deserve to win it this year. I think they've built an unbelievable squad, even against us when they beat us 3-1. You're looking at the bench, they've got Matic on the bench, they've got Lampard on the bench. They've got phenomenal players that they can bring on, control the game. Mikel again stops the game, stops the tempo. So I think they really deserve to win the league this year. Do I want to see... For years we've watched Arsenal and Liverpool be pushed out of the league, pushed out. And to be honest, irrelevant of Manchester City being our local rivals, I think I would like them to finish in second place just because I'd like Arsenal and Liverpool not to creep into those top spots. For years to come, I don't want them to be too far up there. I don't want them to get ahead of themselves. I like to see an Arsenal team that likes to challenge for fourth place, and same with Liverpool. It's a strange one.
It's a strange question. It's a strange question, but I think it's one that us Reds have actually got to look at this season and take seriously, because obviously we're not up there anymore, and obviously obviously this year, and hopefully we'll be back next year. So another question to you, a bit of an aside from football. What was it like on Take Me Out?
Oh, unbelievable experience. Coming down that lift in front of 30 girls, they're like animals. They are pulling each other apart, screaming, going absolutely mental. Meeting Paddy McGuinness, phenomenal. I managed to meet a Red on there as well. Didn't quite tickle my fancy that night, but lovely girl. And a Red, definite brownie points for that. But yeah, honestly, the best experience. I'm very much looking forward to the day on Saturday night too, to see it on TV.
Obviously, if it wasn't right, at least you went out with a Red. That's the main thing.
It's true.
Because I don't think people could forgive you if you went out with anybody else. But
to be honest, I think that was the one night I didn't want to see lights turn red. But luckily, come down, 30 lights left on. Great feeling.
I bet. Aran, it's a pleasure. Thanks for coming on Stretty News TV.
Pleasure to chat to you.
Guys, remember to comment, subscribe, and like this video. Share it with whoever you want. We'd love to hear your opinions, so get liking.